Welcome. My name is Lindsay, and we are going through week 3 and 4 of Iyengar's Light on Yoga Asana courses. So these are daily practices that you will do for 2 weeks after you have completed week 1 and week 2. You can go back and watch the other week 1 and week 2 video that I also have loaded. So daily practice, you'll be getting deeper and deeper into these postures. I'm going to be demonstrating quite a few of the postures with blocks today. As you're getting started, you'll find that a block is helpful. Over time, you can take these postures without the block. Okay, so let's get started. So our first posture in Asana course, week 3 and 4, is Utthita Trikonasana. This is our triangle pose. You open the legs about 3 to 3.5 feet wide. We have our left foot pointed towards the long edge of the mat. We're going to externally rotate the right toes so that the feet are in a 90-degree angle. I have the block nearby. I'm going to bring it to the outside of my right leg. Extend the arms out nice and long. Lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, reach forward with those right fingers, pushing the left hip back behind you. You're going to begin to bring the right hand down towards that block on the outside of the right leg and extend the left arm up towards the sky. So we want lots of space in the side body here. It's nice and long. You're not crouching, rounding. So if you can keep that length in the spine, you can bring the block down lower, lower until you don't need it. You can plant the palm down on the floor outside of that right foot. We take about 30 seconds in each posture. So I'll be timing that by taking more or less 5 slow, deep breaths. Great job. We'll start to make our way out of that, lifting ourselves up nice and tall. Rotate the right toes to point towards the long edge of the mat and externally rotate the left toes. The block again comes to the outside of that left leg. Lengthen the spine, extend the arms, start to press the right hip back behind you. Reach, reach, reach with those left fingers. And then lower the hand down towards the block. Extend the right arm up towards the sky so the arms are at the 12 and the 6 o'clock position. Feels like you're kind of getting wedged between a pace of glass. Again, over time, keeping that waist nice and long, releasing the hand down towards the floor over time. You want to make sure that you can rotate the collarbones to shine towards the wall. These 5 slow, deep breaths. There's a slight bend in the knees, not like a deep bend, but you're just not hyperextending. You're not locking out the knees. Okay, using that core strength engagement, we'll lift ourselves all the way back up. Bring the block with us. Rotate those left toes in. You can release the hands here for a moment. The shoulders forward, up, back, and down. All right, externally rotate again the right toes towards the right side. And we're going to be taking our Utthita Parsvakonasana. This is our extended side angle pose. Again, I'll bring the block to the outside of that right foot to demonstrate. Start by bending the right knee nice and deep, similar to our warrior 2 position. Our first step here will be bringing the right elbow down towards that right thigh, and we'll extend the left arm along the left ear. This is the first variation, working slowly to bring that right hand towards the block outside of that right leg. Over time, lowering yourself down so that you can bring the hand outside of that right foot, palm plant down towards the floor. There's that rotation in through the collarbones, and the shoulder presses in towards the knee, keeping both of them kind of in alignment. We'll make our way out of the posture. Draw the lower belly in, bring that left arm back towards the thigh, lift the torso back up, straighten the front knee. Rotate the right toes to point towards the long edge of the mat, and rotate the left toes out towards the side. You can bring the block with you to the other side if you like, outside of that left foot. Starting by bending the left knee over the left ankle, sinking the hips down. Left elbow comes towards the left thigh, right arm extends along the right ear. This is a great spot to stay for maybe the first day or two. You'll slowly start to bring the hand down towards the block, lowering that down again over time until you can plant the palms down on towards the floor. Keeping the spine nice and long here, that right arm reaches along the right ear. It doesn't extend up towards the sky. It reaches out at a diagonal. Wonderful work. Bring yourself back out of this posture. Right hand towards the right thigh. Lift the torso back up. Straighten the front knee. Rotate all the toes. I'm going to heel toe or jump the feet back together. Nice length in through the spine. Great job. Our next postures are Virabhadrasana 1 and 2. So this is Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. I'm going to open the feet up again about 2.5 feet wide. Rotate all the toes towards the right, so the right foot's in the front. And we're going to bend that right knee over the right ankle. Tuck the tailbone, lengthen the spine, and we'll reach the arms up overhead. Continue to square the hips up towards the short edge of the mat. So the left hip pulls forward and the right hip pulls back. There's a gentle tucking of that tailbone. Keep the spine nice and long. Great job. At the end of your 5 breaths, straighten the front knee, rotate the left toes so they point again towards the long edge of the mat. This opens the hips out. Open the arms out towards the short edge of the mat and bend the right knee over the right ankle. Feel like you're getting pulled slightly backwards by those left fingers and gaze out over the right fingers. Great job. Coming up out of this posture, straighten the right knee, rotate all the toes towards the left now. Bring the hands towards the hips to square the hips off. As you rotate, those right toes point towards the left side of the mat. And we're going to start to bend the left knee over the left ankle, tuck the tailbone, lengthen the spine. As you're ready, reaching the arms up overhead. Continue to square the hips up, pulling that right hip forward and the left hip back. 5 breaths here. Excellent. At the bottom of that 5th breath, we'll rotate the right toes to point towards the long edge of the mat, opening the hips wide, open the arms out towards the short edge of the mat. Nice deep bend in that left knee. Gaze out over the left fingers. Get pulled slightly backwards by the right. 5 breaths here. Great work. Straightening that front knee, rotate all the toes again towards each other. Hands come towards the hips, jump the feet back together. Excellent work. Our next posture is Pavarita Trikonasana, so a revolved triangle. We'll use the block again for this posture, opening the feet about 3 to 3.5 feet wide. We'll externally rotate the right toes to point again towards the top of the mat, and we'll bring the block outside of that right leg. So our revolved triangle, we're going to try to keep the feet as they are and rotate the hips to point towards the short edge of the mat. So bring that right hip back, left hip forward. I like to start this posture by reaching the arms up nice and long, similar to our warrior one, and then begin to hinge forward over that right leg. From here, we're going to revolve the torso so that the left hand can come down onto the block outside of that right leg. So this might feel fairly intense at first, this twist, as well as keeping the feet planted as they are. The right arm extends up towards the sky and the left hand comes down towards the block. Slowly over time, releasing the block down lower and lower so that you can bring that left palm down to the outside of the right foot. Coming out of this posture, bring the right hand down towards the block or the floor. Draw the belly in. Bring the block with you. Rise yourself all the way back up through standing. Rotate the right toes so they point towards the long edge of the mat, and externally rotate the left toes out towards the top of the mat. Bring the block towards the outside of that left foot. Lengthen the spine and start to rotate the hips towards the left side. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead again. And the exhale, begin to hinge forward over that left leg. And we'll bring the right hands now on towards the block and rotate the collarbones so that the left arm can extend up towards the sky. Again, eventually, slowly, lowering the block down over time. You will be practicing this posture every day for 2 weeks. So over time, the hand will be able to reach closer and closer down towards the floor, outside of the left foot. Again, coming out of this posture, releasing the left hand back down towards the floor. Draw the belly in. Slowly help lift yourself all the way back up. Rotate all the toes again towards each other, and we'll jump the feet again. In. Okay, so we're using the block in order to keep the spine nice and long. You might be able to reach the hand down onto the floor, but there might be some rounding in through the spine. Maybe the legs are bending. So the idea is to get the legs and the spine nice and long in these postures. Use the block to help support you as you stretch deeper and deeper with the legs and the spine long. Then you can begin to hinge a little deeper, getting into the joints that we're aiming for instead of causing discomfort in the lower or mid back. Okay, fantastic. Next posture is our Parsvottanasana. That was in our week 1 and 2. We're going to open the legs up nice and wide. Rotate all the toes again towards the top of the mat. I have my right foot in front. So this is the one where we've been working on binding the hands back behind us in a reverse prayer pose. So after practicing this every day for the last 2 weeks, you should be getting closer to having the hands towards each other in the back of the body. Either the palms press together, fingers point down, eventually getting them so that the fingers point up, rotating up. This requires a lot of openness, broadness through the collarbones, and a squeezing of the shoulder blades towards each other. We keep the legs straight here, not hyperextended, but straight. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale to forward fold. Eventually, over time, bringing the face towards the shin or towards the knee. Coming out of this, draw the belly in, slowly lift yourself all the way back up, nice and tall. We're gonna rotate the toes to point in the other direction, so the left foot is in the front. So again, the feet are about 2.5 to 3 feet wide. Inhale to lengthen the spine, keeping the hands bound. Exhale, hinging forward over the left side. Draw the lower belly in, lift the torso all the way back up, nice and slow with control. Rotate the feet, relax the arms, and we're gonna bring the legs back together. Take a moment, standing in mountain pose, nice slow deep breaths in and out. Excellent work. Next posture is Prasarita Padottanasana. That's our wide-legged forward fold. Sorry. Open the legs about 3.5 feet wide, nice and wide here. So this is a posture that we'll be, again, getting deeper and deeper into as you go. For the first one, open the legs pretty darn wide, and we're going to bring the block in front of us. Right underneath the head. We're going to keep a long spine. I'm just going to rotate myself around. Can you kind of see how long the spine is? Nice and flat here. All right. With that long spine, you're going to hinge forward. Great job. Using the hands to support you as you take this forward fold. So it might look like you're keeping the spine long, the legs straight. Using the block to support you. Slowly over time, you'll walk the hands down towards the floor. Eventually, for this Prasarita Padottanasana, you'll walk the hands back behind the feet, bringing the torso down so the head can plant on the ground between the feet. So that is where we are going over the next 2 weeks of practicing this posture every day, walking the head closer and closer towards the feet. As you walk the head to touch the floor, the hands come walked back behind the feet, palms press into the floor. There's a nice kind of 90-degree angle in the elbows. Five breaths here. Excellent work. Starting to walk the hands forward again. Draw the belly in and slowly rise yourself all the way back up through standing. You'll heel toe the feet towards each other, and then you'll jump the feet towards each other, mountain pose. All right, excellent. We'll make our way down onto the back to come into our shoulder stand. This is Salamba Sarvangasana. Making your way down onto your back. We'll draw the knees in towards the chest. This requires a little bit of momentum to get into this posture. So make sure that the spine is nice and long, that you feel fairly comfortable along the length of the spine. We'll be in here for a little while. All right, pressing into the palms, we're going to start to rock the knees forward and overhead. Okay, bringing the hands towards the lower back, we're going to start to walk the shoulder blades towards each other. This brings more of the weight onto the shoulders and less into the neck and the head. We keep squeezing the elbows towards each other, supporting the lower back with the hands. Keeping the core engaged, we're going to start to extend the legs up towards the sky. Keep the head neutral, gazing up towards the toes. You're going to press the hips slightly forward so you can kick the heels back just a little bit more. We want a nice long line of the toes all the way down towards the lower back. So we practiced this in the first 2 weeks. We're going to continue practicing it through quite a bit of our sequence. It's one of those major beneficial yoga postures. Eventually working your way up to taking about 5 minutes in this posture. Okay, that was a few more than our 5 breaths. Over the course of the 2 weeks, continue to lengthen out the amount of breaths, the amount of time that you spend in shoulder stand. Next posture after shoulder stand, we'll begin to lower the toes up overhead, keeping the legs nice and straight. It helps to press the hips back behind you to counterbalance the weight of the toes, reaching the toes up overhead. Rounding the spine a little bit more, bringing the toes down to touch the earth behind the head. Release the hands from the lower back, extend the arms out, interlace the fingers, helping to get a little bit more lift across the chest. Again, this is another one of those postures that you'll be holding longer and longer over the course of these weeks. Take a few breaths here. We'll start with about 6 breaths. Well done. We'll bring the hands back to the lower back. We're going to keep the chin tucked towards the chest to come out of this posture. I find that that's just a little more comfortable for me as I come out. Drawing the chin towards the chest, start to draw the knees in towards the chest. Want to round the spine as we tuck the chin in towards the knees, rounding ourselves up, and then slowly re-lengthen the spine. Let the head rest down onto the floor. Moving into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Extend the legs out nice and long. Toes fall out towards the outer edges of the mat. Hands come down by the sides, palms face the sky. Tuck the shoulders underneath the back, little tuck of the tailbone, drawing the tailbone towards the heels. Continue to breathe steady and slow here. Allow your awareness to stay with the observation of the breath and observation of thoughts as they come in and out of the mind. As you observe thoughts and sensations, just allow it to be the process of observing, not of interacting with the thoughts. No judging, just noticing. We spend 5 minutes in Shavasana. It might be helpful for your personal practice to set a timer.
Starting to wake ourselves back up, bringing some movement into the fingers and the toes. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Take a nice deep inhale, stretching the arms up overhead. Pointing the toes towards the short edge of the mat, let the lower back lift up off the floor. Exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. We'll make our way back into a comfortable seated posture. The eyes can stay closed or the gaze softly lowered. Taking a moment just to feel the body, the breath, and the mind. Take an inhale together, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. May our practice be of benefit to all beings. Thank you and namaste.